It's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to another edition of Q&A with the Coach. If you have questions for the next edition of Q&A with the Coach, see that comment section down there. Leave your questions in the comments. I read them. And I will get back to as many of you as I can. Our question today comes from Michael Gustafsson, who says, Dear Ramsey, thank you for your videos. Thank you for watching. I hope you're getting out there and training. I get a great deal from them. I am training karate, and we spar in class, and I spar at home with my son. Is there a way to throw fast punches and kicks lightly? If so, please do a video on this. Yes, there is. And it takes dedicated training to do. Here's what I would recommend before you attempt to throw fast punches at another human being, especially your son, right? You don't want to hurt him. Do it on a heavy bag or some other target. Practice going fast and making as little contact as possible. Think touch the skin of the heavy bag, but don't compress it. And when you can do that fast and pull that punch, do you know that expression, pull the punch? Then you're one step closer to having the type of control you need to do light, controlled sparring with another human being. Now, when you wear a boxing glove, I'm assuming you're wearing boxing gloves for your sparring. Maybe you're wearing MMA gloves or some sport karate style glove. I don't know. But if you keep your hands loose and fairly open inside the glove and you're going fast, it's much easier to go light than if you squeeze it on impact, where it now turns into a rock and it's going to land flush and hard. Learning control for sparring is essential. If you do not have confidence in pulling your punches when you go fast, slow it down. There's nothing wrong with that. If you can go light and you can land punches while moving slowly against somebody who is moving full speed, that's a great measure of ability. But once again, get a heavy bag or some comparable target to that and practice throwing fast and light with zero power. And when you spar, think touch the skin with the foam of the glove, not the bone with your bones. Don't touch the meat under the skin. Just touch the skin with the foam and nothing else. So we never actually have knuckle on face contact. We've got foam on face contact. The skin of the glove on the skin of our opponent. If you keep it that light and limit it to that much contact, you can actually go pretty fast. You can go pretty much full speed as long as you're keeping your hands open in the gloves, pulling it as soon as you feel the leather connect. The padding on gloves allows us to punch with an extraordinary, superhuman amount of force without breaking our hands. So that's one of the problems gloves create. However, there is a flip side. When you have an extra padded glove and you get a sense for how it feels on your hand when that foam starts to compress on impact, then you can start to get a feel for when to pull the punch. When you feel the foam just barely start to compress, you pull it. And then you can go fast. If you are following through, if your knuckles are contacting their body, if your bones are pressing into their soft tissue, that's too much as far as light contact, no damage sparring goes. It is imperative that a martial artist develop the ability to spar at that level. Light, fast, and technical, causing zero damage to their training partners. Why? Because that's the only way you're going to get a sufficient number of hours sparring. It's the only way. If we cause damage to our training partners, or we are damaged ourselves, we are doing ourselves and our partners a great disservice, because then we will log fewer hours, if any hours at all, maybe a couple of minutes, on the mats. That's no good. That should be self-evident that 3 hours of sparring, yields greater results than a minute. What is sparring? It is a learning experience. You should already know how hard you can hit. Let's find out how light you can hit, but how close you can get, and how fast you can be while doing zero damage. Practice that. Do rounds on the heavy bag where you're going fast, but pulling it. Do some serious rounds like that. It's very similar to shadow boxing in the fact that there's no impact, but there's still tactile feedback. And if you're serious about sparring with your son in a way where you can go fast and light and cause zero damage to your own child, which is the way I would spar with my own children, zero damage, put in some dedicated hours on the heavy bag every day, just like that, pulling the punches. If the bag is swinging at all, if it is compressing or deforming at all, if your glove is compressing and deforming at all, that's too much. Master that first. Touch the skin, but not the muscle below. If you're touching anything deeper, getting to the bones, feeling your bones, too much. We're repeating ourselves here. I hope that makes sense. Thank you for watching. Now get out there and train. And as always, use my code Ramsey10 for 10% off everything at xmartial.com for rash guards, shorts, fightwear, and more. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.